Hey you guys, so today I am doing my book review of Rainbow Party. It's going to be in two parts. I'm going to speak really quickly because I have a lot to say. The first part is the non-spoiler part, and then the second part will have spoilers, so you can turn it off if you don't want to see the spoilers. Alright, part one! Basically, my overall feeling about this book is that it is not really worth reading. The characters, there's only one that I actually care about, and you hardly ever see him, and the others are either annoying or really, really goody two-shoes, and which is kind of annoying. So I wouldn't really recommend this book. But it is a fast read, so if you're bored, I guess you should read it out of boredom only. Yeah. Also, as far as it being used for school purposes, as a health class lesson, so to speak, I don't find it very effective. Mainly because, as with most books like this that are chosen to be read educationally in a high school kind of setting, it's chosen because it shows teenagers doing things that adults disapprove of and having consequences, bad consequences from those things. And really, in general, these types of books don't work as a teaching method because the people who are going to be scared by those consequences that are shown in the book already know those consequences and don't need a book to tell them about them. The people who aren't really, like, the people that you're trying to reach to, they're not going to care what happens to some character in a book that they're reading for class. And also, they already know the consequences too. And if they don't, they certainly don't think that it's going to happen to them. So, that being said, I would not recommend this book for that either. So, part 2. Spoiler time! Basically, there's this girl, Jen, and she's giving a party, and it's a rainbow party, so everyone, puts on lipstick, and they give all the guys blowjobs, okay, and, then everybody has a rainbow on their penis, which doesn't seem like it would work that well, but anyway, now, her best friend, who's not really her friend, it's just they hang out together because they don't have any other people to hang out with, because nobody likes them, because they're both losers, and her name's Sandy, and she is little Miss Goody Two-Shoes, and she's helping throw this party for some reason that makes no sense to her either, and she admits that. And Jen is basically an SLUT, who's been with everybody and their brother. Yeah. So, Jen's giving the party because she'll think it'd make her popular, which is dumb. Well, she invites people to this party, and she invites them based on certain qualities they have, or what she wants to happen at the party. And pretty much the whole book is building suspense up to who's going to go to this party. And it's the book is in a really cool format. Each new section is from a new person's point of view, or back to another. It switches point of views a lot. And the whole book is about who is going to go to the party and them making the decision whether they're going to go or not. And it has no climax. It has lots of little mini climaxes, but none of them you really care about, because I don't really find that any of the characters are particularly interesting to read about. I don't care what happens to them. It doesn't matter. For instance, there's Vi and her best friend Sky, and they're annoying, and Sky is dating this dude Rod, who Vi likes. It's dumb, and it's stupid high school stuff that nobody cares about, And then there's like Ash and Rose, and they're like we're so happy, we're a goody goody perfect couple. And then there's like there's Hunter and Perry, who Hunter is basically a male SLUT, and Perry has only been with one person ever, and that just happens to be Hunter. So Perry's gayish, but doesn't think that he's gay. He doesn't call himself gay, but he likes being with Hunter, which is gay. Please note there's nothing wrong with being gay. In fact, Perry is the only character that I actually care about what happens to him, because he's the only one that seems somewhat real, and the only one that I might actually have hung out with, because he seems to be a fairly nice guy. I don't know. So basically, gonna ruin the plot for you now. There's actually no party in Rainbow Party. The party never happens. Nobody shows up except Rod and Hunter and Sandy and Jen, of course. And Rod and Hunter only show up after Jen's dad comes, and like he comes home early. So nobody's there for the party when Jen's dad shows up. So she gets away with throwing it. It doesn't actually get thrown. Hunter shows up, and then Rod shows up, and Jen's dad never even notices that that's strange. Nobody gets in trouble for this party, and the only adult that actually knows about the party is, like, cool with it. Like, and it's a teacher. And, like, basically all she says is, that just doesn't seem like the kind of thing you would do. Be safe. I don't know any teacher that would be that cool with her students throwing a sex party. Just saying. So unrealistic. And, so basically the consequences of the party, there are none. Rod and Sky break up because Rod goes to the party and hits on Vi before he goes to the party. And Sky's not cool with that. Which they would have broken up anyway because it's high school and people usually do break up after high school or in high school. Like, high school romances don't usually last. They would have broken up anyway, especially because he was already cheating on her. Dumb. And nobody gets in trouble for the party, which is stupid. But then you know at the end that Jen gets gonorrhea, and because their last chapter's like their prom or whatever, and Jen gets gonorrhea in her throat, which makes sense since she's been with everybody and their brother. And Hunter gets gonorrhea, and Perry gets gonorrhea in his throat, and apparently everybody Hunter had been with and everybody who Jen had been with got gonorrhea. But that had nothing to do with the party. It just had to do with them all having sex and being SLUTs. WHOREs. And also, it's dumb that the writer chose gonorrhea to be the big consequence of promiscuous sex, because the writer even admits this. One of the characters even says it. You can get a clean bill of health if you're put on antibiotics, if you catch it soon enough. So basically, there's no consequences. And yeah, sure, the characters have to talk to their parents about the fact that they have gonorrhea, but their parents seem to forgive them. They let them all go to prom. My parents would never let me step foot out of the house again. Okay, so that's basically my feelings on this book. I gotta go. Bye, you guys. Peace and love. Tell me what you think in the comments below, and also tell me what is the worst book, either worst badly written, or worst boring, or worst most inappropriate book that you had to read for school. Okay, peace and love, you guys. Bye.